Hey bloomers, do you want to know how to make a Twitter codes GUI just like this? And that actually works? I'm going to show you today. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you how to make one just like this where you can type your codes and everything. And this one actually works. So what we're going to start off with first is the data store. So for a reference, this is how it's all gonna look. Alright, this is all how it's gonna look. And I'm gonna have this in the link, not a GitHub repository where it's gonna have everything, all the code for this video. So let's make a new script in service, a service script, and I'm gonna call it data store. And so I'm gonna just paste it in. Alright, so just paste it in. Alright, so it's gonna be empty. So in player added, so since it's a server script, we can't just get the player with local game.player.local player. So we use a player added event, and we get the player through there. So don't look at this. This is very suspicious. Okay, we're just gonna shorten it down. Okay, so what we need to do is local folder. So local folder. This is gonna be a leader stats, which will it should be called leader stats because then it will actually show up here. So let's do local folder equals instance.new. So folder instance.new folder, and we do folder.name equals leader stats. Alright, and then let's do folder.parent equal to player. So this will be the leader stat, this will be the folder, leader stats, and the player. So now all we need to do is make a money value. So this will be to actually test out the Twitter code system. I just say Twitter code because I don't really know what to call it now. But it's just gonna be a code system which will give you money for, you know, having the code or something. So we're gonna do local money equals instance.new, and let's just do int value, because number value can do decimals, and that's not very good for a money system having decimals. So we're gonna do money.name equals we'll just call it money, and then we'll do money.parent equals player. Alright, so that's basically it for the leader stats. So we're gonna do end of leader stats. And now what we're gonna do is create a new folder for a bool value which will save. That's why we're using the data store, because it will save. So that means you can only use the code once. So you can't just keep infinitely doing it and getting unlimited money, right? Because that's not very good. So what we're gonna do is local. So let's call it code folder. And we're gonna do instance.new, same thing, instance.new, folder again. So sorry if you guys have the same problem. You see like where there's a white box, just press insert and it'll fix it. So now we do code folder name equals. So let's just make the name code folder because it doesn't really matter. And now what we need to do is code folder.parent equals player. So now we'll actually create the bool value. So let's do a local bool equals instance.new bool value, and then we can do bool.name. Let's just call it. You can call this whatever you want, but if you want to follow along with the tutorial, I'm gonna just call it bool. So bool.parent equals player. Oh no, actually messed up there. Do not do player. Do not do player for everything. So you see, I messed up there. So this should be. So you see this and the leader. This money int value. this ant value, which is the money, should be a parent of the folder up here. So same thing with this. We're actually not gonna make it the parent of this. We're gonna make the parent of this, and that's why, as you see, this is a variable. So right there, code folder, and now there we go. So now these will create when the game starts. So now down here, if data right here, we can actually do so money dot value equals data 1, and then same thing for the other one. We'll do bool dot value equals data 2, because first data, second data. So local leader stats. So this will be the folder that we created earlier. So we're gonna do player dot leader stats, and then we can do local code folder equals player dot code folder, and I'm just gonna make sure they're the same so we don't have any problems. Yep, they're the same. All right, and then all we need to do is local money equals leader stats dot money, and then we can do the same thing. So with the bool, so local bool equals code folder dot bool. So in here, data, this has to be the same way as how this is. So number 1 is this. So we need to put this one first. So, oh, sorry about that. Put this one first, comma, and we can put the little. There we go. Money, bool. And that's basically it. It will save our data. That's pretty nice, you know? But let's just check over this. So let's go through a rundown of what this does. So as we see here, player added, it will create these values and folders. Down here, it will say if there's data, it will set your data to the data that's already been saved before. And when you're leaving, it will save the data to the table, which is how it gets this. So that's basically it. Yeah, alright. Yeah, pretty nice. So let's test it out. If I press play. Yep. Alright, so I have $100, don't worry about that. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, we have them in here. Alright, so since we finished the data store, we can actually get started on the GUI. So let's make a new GUI. And let's call it Where Code GUI. You can name this whatever you want. This actually doesn't matter. Name this whatever you want. So we're gonna make a frame. We're gonna call this one main. Alright. So let's just make it nice and big, you know. And there we go. Alright, so center that. And then so I recommend getting this plugin. You can get plugins from the toolbox and go into plugins. And then I would recommend auto scale. So auto scale, and do not get any of these. These are definitely fake. Auto scale light, this one, that one right there, like this. Do not get those other ones. This could be scams, and they could not. Some plugins aren't good, so beware. As you see, this has this on it. That means it's certified. It's good. So this one's the good one. So as you see here, if I take this off, right, it's a small. It doesn't scale properly, as you see. See, it doesn't actually get smaller when the screen gets smaller. To fix that, all we need to do is use this plugin, scale, boom, now it scales. Very nice. Alright, and how about we make it a little nicer? Let's add a UI corner in there, 15, so has some nice rounded edges. And then let's also add a text label, and we'll just call this title, and let's just put this right here, and let's scale it, rich text. We can put Veronica 1, and let's rename it. Let's just call it codes here, and we can make this as big as we want. So it's best to put text scaled, so that means the same thing happens, but thing is, so that's not good. As we just saw, it doesn't scale, so same thing we're gonna do, scale. And now it scales, and since we put text scale down here, it's gonna scale with that. So, alright, so now all we need to do is let's add a text button. down here, and we'll call this submit. Well, I'll just call it submit. You guys can call it whatever you want, doesn't matter. So let's put Veronica 1, same thing as the title, but we can also make it a little bit better. It would be good, you know, if we had background color, different color, you know. How about we add a UI corner as well, make it look a little nicer. Boom. And let's call this submit. Alright, so all we need to do now is text box, so we can actually type, you know. We need to be able to actually type, or this won't really be a code system. So alright, and let's add so let's do text scaled, rich text, Veronica 1. Alright, that's basically it for this. How about we change the background color to a different color? I'll make it a little darker. There we go. That looks pretty. That's pretty good. So, how about let's get started with the script. We need the script, but I also did forget something. We do need a open and close one. We'll call this open and close. So, let's do UI corner. Make it, I don't know, it doesn't matter, whatever you want, you can put how much you want for it. Oh yeah, we should also probably scale everything, so we can do this again, scale, and now everything scales nicely. This button is not, the text is not scaling because we do not have text scaled on, so let's turn it on. Alright, so, and then let's call this open. Let's just call this, yeah, let's make it look a little nicer. There we go. See? That's pretty nice. And everything scales. So, now, all we need to do is a script, which the script should be very simple. But before we do the script, alright, we just need to do something simple. Make a folder. So I'm going to delete this one and just go through the process. So let's make a folder and call it code events. And put a remote event in there. That's all you need to do. Alright, now we can actually get started on the local script. Let's put a local script in there. We can call this whatever we want. Yeah, I'll just call it open. Doesn't actually no, open is not very good. I'll just open and close. I'll just call it open and close. And now let's actually get started on the code. So first, what we're gonna do is the button. So let's do local open equals true. So then we can actually make it so one singular button is a toggle button, so it can open and close it. So let's do that, and let's do script .parent .main dot actually what? We don't even need that. Sorry about that. We can actually let's make a variable local equals actually well let's do button open equals script.parent.open. And let's do button open dot activated. Activated is much better than using mouse click because activated can be used on any device. Connect function. And we will also need local player. So we can do game players local player. Nice. Alright. So now we can actually get started with the button opening and closing everything. So we're gonna if open equal true, then script.parent .main .visible, no, not this, dot visible equals true. And now down here, all we need to do is else. So we're going to do script.parent .main .visible equals false. I mean, actually, and then also we do need to make it so it can actually toggle. So false, and then down here, open equal true. Done. There we go. That's our toggle button. Very simple, very easy. Alright, so there's only one more thing we have to do is actually make it so the button, well, not the button, well, this actually will register and see if the code is actually a code that can be used. But before I do that, I just want to move some of this because it doesn't look that good. Yeah. There we go. Alright. Now, all we need to do now is do subscript.parent.main .submit.activating. Alright, so connect to function. There we go. That's pretty simple. All we need to do is see if it was submitted. So if it will, the button submit button was activated. So then all we need to do is script.parent main.textbox. All we need to do now is we can do it .text. Well, see, we got a problem here. We should do this, but wait, hold on. How about we indent this, right? And let's do .text equal. Let's see. Let's just do dog or something. So, indent this. So we're gonna put if. That. The reason why we're indenting is because actually we need to put a different something else. So we also need to put here if player dot code codes folder. Let's see if I actually called it. Let's see if we actually called it that. See, I got it wrong, so we're gonna actually paste that in. That what we called it, the folder in the data store. And now all we need to do is this bool equal false. Then, alright, and then we also do need another end, so we'll put that there. There we go. So that's basically the basics of it. Alright, and then so let's put here this also. Let's do script.parent.main dot text text box dot text equals let's just do this code is not registered. Let's do that. This code is not registered, and we'll put an exclamation. So if it's not, this code, it will say, oh, this code is not registered. So, and if you wanted to add more codes, for example, all you would need to really do is, actually, you could just keep this else, and then just keep putting else if. So, yeah. You could just do that. You could just do else if, like else if, and then keep this one at the end. So this will be all the way down, and then there will be just else if, else if. Or you could just put many, just else if. Now, I was thinking of putting if statements, but that's not as good. Alright, so now all we need to do is now actually get this remote event. You're gonna do game get service replicated storage dot code events dot remote event, and then we do fire server. So fire to the server side. The reason why we're doing this is because the money, all the values in the data source should be changed on the server. All right. So, and now we can make a new server script in server script service, and let's call it receive. I don't know how to write receive. I think that's correct. I don't know. Let's just call it receive. All right, and let's do same thing. But instead we're gonna actually receive the event. So game get service replicate storage dot code events dot remote event connect. Oh, not clone. Dot remote event dot on the server event. Connect function. There we go. And the thing is, since we can't actually get the player on the server side, what we're gonna do, you see this player, we're gonna pass it through here. So player, we're gonna pass through player so we can actually use the player. And then all we need to do is player dot leader stats dot money dot value plus equals. Plus equals is much better than using, for example, this plus like 5. The reason why is because thing is they do like the exact same thing. They do like the exact same thing, but this is much easier, obviously, because you just need plus equals. And there's not just only plus equals, you can do minus equals, times equals, etc. So what I'm gonna do is so equal. Let's just add 100, right? So it'll give you 100 for using that code. All right, and then let's do player dot code. Okay, so I don't remember, so we can actually just copy this entire thing. We don't need to write it out because we're lazy coders, you know. Alright, so then we can make it so value equals true, because that means you already use the code, right? So alright, so that's the basics of it. So how about we also add down here else, else if. How about we do an else if here? Else if. So let's just take this. We'll use that again, and we'll do equal true. Then, so if it equals true, then we're gonna say, and we're gonna see if. We're also gonna copy this. You know, let's just copy this though. So if this, we're gonna say in here, you have already used this code, and we're done. That's it. That's pretty simple. All we have to do. So let's test it out. So we have money. So let's check on the player. Let's see. So we have the value that's already false because we haven't used it yet. So it's all good. All right. Let's see. So if I put pop, for example, submit it, nothing happens, obviously. But that does make me a bit concerned. Reason why is because we made it so if the text box was this, and if it wasn't, then it would change the text of it. This code is not right. That's a bit weird. But let's see. If I put dog, let's see if that works. It does not seem to work. All right. We might have a little bit of a problem then. There is something that is stopping the whole script from working. There are no errors, which we have seen already. No errors, and there is not really much. There's a problem, so let's see. So what we're gonna do, this will actually be good for you guys who do not know how to code, because we're gonna show off we're gonna debug, alright? We're gonna debug. So we're gonna do print. So this is the best way. We're gonna say, hello, your bool. Let's say your bool is false. So let's see if it gets passed through that, right? So we're gonna debug this. We're see. Does it get past that at least? So let's do pop. All right, something else then, right? Because it's nothing. It's none of the. Got it, guys. All right, yeah. So it was actually nothing really down here and nothing up here. It was this. Actually, was it? Sorry about that. I thought I had it for a second. That's straight. Okay, so from the debug, we have figured out that it's not down here either. It does not go down here at all, which means let's see if it even knows if it's activating. We're just gonna put some random thing. Doesn't really matter. Let's see if it's even activating now. So, do this. Okay. Yes, we have seen it activates. But I think I figured out. All right. I'm dumb. We need to put dot value. So that's the reason why we need to put dot value on these. And now this should work, and we are done. All right, guys. So we can even let's test out this first. Let's make this not visible, right? Oh, that's a bit weird. And let's do it here, right? So we did it here. We're in. So open and close. Works perfectly. Alright, so let's put pop. This code is not registered. Yep, there you go. So if we put here let's put dog. Right? Let's put dog now. See if it gives us money. It gives us money. There you go. And if we put dog again, you've already used this code. There you go. And that's it for this video. GloomCrafts is about inspiration and learning. So I hope this helped you learn, and we'll see you next time. Alright, bye.